the front office of the Warriors will never look the same. It will never look the same. If you didn't see this, didn't hear about it, Bob Myers, the architect of the Golden State Warriors, has quit. Bob Myers tossed in the sponge. Couldn't hack it anymore, gave up. He quit on the Golden State Warriors, walked away. That's it. See you later. Sayonara. I'm out of here. See you, suckers. Now, we actually have some audio here. Here is Bob Myers trying to explain why he is giving up what many say is the top job in the NBA, because you have an owner that spends a lot of money. You have a city engaged with the team, a very popular situation. But here's Bob Myers in his own words let's go to the audio tape.
The bottom line is this job, and I would say this for any professional general manager or coach, requires complete engagement, complete effort, 1,000%. And if you can't do it, then you shouldn't do it. And so that's the answer to the question of why.
Okay, the soundbite, he went a little further there. I guess we didn't get that actual soundbite, unfortunately. But he also mentioned, a bunch of people in the front office, ownership and all that. So let us discuss the question here. Bob Myers, all right? Bob Myers quitting as GM of the Warriors, saying he can't give a complete effort. Is there more to the story? Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, of course. Come on. Of course there's more to the story. Of course. Yes. To infinity and beyond, there's more to the story. So I've got iceberg, cherry picker, and religious revival. And we will combine all of these things together, and we will get a nice check to leave, to go away. See you later. Bye-bye. All right, so number one. Bob Myers got very emotional. I watched this news conference. It lasted about half an hour. I watched this thing because I have no life. He got very emotional. It sounded like he was at a therapy session as he was trying to explain what he was doing, even though he didn't want to do what he was doing. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the vibe that I got. And it's like he was trying to walk himself through it. He's like, well, my wife would support me if I continued on. But that's the big talking point is, well, he stepped away for family concerns. All right. And I always roll my eyes when I hear that, because I remember years ago, Danny Ainge was coaching the Phoenix Suns. And a long time ago, there was a player named Robert Ory who I believe threw a towel at Danny Ainge. It did not go very well. And Ainge quickly was escorted out. He left the Suns, and it did not go well. And then he said he was leaving for family reasons, the Suns organization. And then he proceeded, if I remember correctly, about a month later, took a job at TNT. How do I know that? I actually sat next to Ainge a couple times at games at the arena that used to be called Staples Center. But he was spending more time with his family, spending time with me, watching NBA games, getting ready to broadcast NBA games. But the front office jobs, here's my point on Bob Myers. These are great jobs. These pay a lot of money. It's easy work. They like to talk about how hard it is. It's not that hard. It's simple work. The hard work is doing construction. It's paving roads. That's hard work. What these guys do, not hard. Not hard at all. You get paid obscene amounts of money. Good for them. They're wonderful jobs, and may we all get one of those jobs. But don't tell me it's hard, right? And the other thing is, like, when people say, hey, I got to spend more time with my family, I always laugh at that, because there's so many people that drive trucks or work factories, hard labor jobs. They'd like to spend more time with their family. They can't, because they have bills to pay. They have things they have to spend their money on. So my gut tells me, based on all of this circumstantial evidence, the vibe that I got from Bob Myers, and just common sense from life experience, that my gut tells me that there's something else going on. We're getting part of the picture, but we're not getting the full picture. Now, do I know what the full picture is? No. I've heard rumors. There's some chatter out there, but it's just speculation. But I do buy into the iceberg theory. Now, the iceberg theory, we've talked about it from time to time, is that when a story like this gets out, you get about 10% of the iceberg. Like above water, there's about 10% of the iceberg. Ask the people that were on the Titanic. You can't because most of them are dead. But anyway, about 10% of the iceberg would be above the water, and then you can't really see the rest. And so that's like these stories of people like Bob Myers leaving a great job. It's like, well, you're saying family stuff. I always go, my default answer is either scandal or conflict, that egos got involved in this. And some of the possibilities, did ownership mandate that Bob Myers not bring back Draymond Green, and Myers is friends with Draymond Green? He's like, well, I want to bring him back. I'd rather leave than not bring Draymond Green back. Or is this blowback because the Warriors totally botched the James Weissman pick, and they had this gift, this great mitzvah, the number 2 overall pick in the 2020 draft, and they drafted a guy that sucks, at least sucked for the Warriors? Is this blowback because of that? Is Bob Myers merely quitting as he's trying to get away before the roof caves in, the window is closed, and the Golden State Warriors go back to hiring Mike Montgomery as their coach, and Donald Foyle will come back, and they will be horrific and just god-awful? Is he leaving before all that happens? Now, page 2 here. Where does Bob Myers end up? See, that's going to be the answer. That's going to be the answer to this. And how we get there, you have to wait a little bit. There's this great debate. It is expected that he is going to take a sabbatical. It's not guaranteed. The sabbatical will take the year off here and sit out and just kind of hang out and all that stuff. Now, Bob Myers' camp says that he wants to spend more time with his family, as we said. That's the ticket. Yeah, that's the ticket. Okay, that's the ticket. Now, Bob Myers, my theory is right now he's got the cherry picker out. He's driving the cherry picker, and he can hand select any job that he wants, whether that's a media job, whether that's running a front office. Now, the rumor that's been bouncing around for about a year is that Bob Myers is going to end up with the Clippers. Do I think he's an all-time great GM? He's been good. I don't know, all-time great. And so, but that's a rumor. And the Clippers after next year, their last year at that dump in downtown, they're moving into the Intuit Dome. I don't know if you know this, the most urinals in the NBA. It'll be amazing. You will be able to urinate and not miss anything. It's going to be just absolutely great. So he could sit out a year and then take over the Clipper front office as they move into the Intuit Dome. That scenario has been passed on to me by some, that's the plan. He did go to UCLA, although he is from the Bay Area. He grew up, Bob Myers, a fan of the Warriors. Others are saying that the New York Knicks, who did not bring back their general manager, that news came out the same day that Bob Myers left the Warriors. Is there a connection there? Are the Knicks preparing to give Bob Myers a Godfather-like offer to bring him to Gotham to save the Knickerbockers? And can you even make a Godfather offer? Myers was making reported $8 million a year. How much higher are you willing to go to hire a guy to pick the players? Now, the other possibility is that he's actually honest here, that he's going to quit, that Myers is going to step aside and we'll never hear from him again. In my life, and I've been doing this a while now, a rather shocking amount of time when I think about it, because it doesn't feel like it's been that long. It feels like a blink of an eye. But in my life doing this job, you can count on one hand the number of people that said they were done, they were burned out, and they never came back and never did it again. And even of those people, they often did end up coming back. Dick Vermeil, who I had him on my podcast, fan of Dick Vermeil, the crying coach. He was burned out, but he went to broadcasting. The only guy that hasn't come back that I can think of off the top of my head is Bill Cowher. Bill Cowher was coach in Pittsburgh, could still be the coach in Pittsburgh. He quit. There was some very sad things that happened in his personal life, but he left, and he never took another coaching job. He's rumored for multiple jobs. He just now bores us on CBS every Sunday, puts football fans into a coma on that pregame show, and so that's what he does now. Now, final point. All right, final point. So Bob Myers could work for TV and all that, but the final point. After Bob Myers got done with his speech, the team owner then got at the dais, and he started talking. Joe Lacob is his name. Joe Lacob does not want to hear any negativity about this being the end of the championship window and that being closed. The owner says that the good times are going to keep rolling for Golden State, and let's go to the audio tape.
We're going to win no matter what. I don't care what the rules are. We are going to figure out a way to do it. That's what good organizations do. They figure out a way to win the game. And our game is to win games and to win championships. And when we came here, this ownership group 13 years ago, we made a ridiculous proclamation about winning within 5 years. And, of course, somehow we managed to do it, all of us, players and everybody involved. And we've continued to win. And, look, the rules will change in the game, but we'll continue to do that. We're going to work really hard to do it. And I think we have really smart people, and we'll do it.
We're going to do it. Okay, so you heard the soundbite there. Let's talk about this for a couple of seconds here. The Warriors owner, Joe Lacob, as you heard, says Golden State is going to win no matter what. No matter what, they're going to win. No matter what the rules are, none of that. No matter that Steph Curry is going to be 70 years old soon, the way he's playing. Klay Thompson's going to miss every three-point shot wide open like he did against the Lakers. But they're still going to win. All right, so this is what I have to say regarding what you just heard. We believe, I do believe Joe Lacob knows what he's doing. I think he's one of the better owners in this era of sports in America. So he gets it. He's one of the few guys that gets it. So I'll get that out of the way as a qualifier, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. However, this sounded to me like a stump speech. It sounded to me like an election promise. We're heading into a presidential cycle where people will be running for president. And they're going to tell you how everything's going to be better and vote for me, and I'm going to fix everything. And then they'll become president, and things will only get worse, which always happens. And that's politics. But this sounded political. It also sounded like a preacher at a religious revival. Like Joe Lacob was up there preaching to the congregation. You have to believe. I need believers. I want believers. Trying to win people over. It's like, yeah, things are not looking particularly great right now, but everything will be okay. The reason's rather obvious why you would do that, because, he needs the people to keep buying the most expensive average ticket in the NBA. Not the Lakers, not the Knicks, not the Celtics. The Golden State Warriors price gouge their customers. They take all the .com people's money. It was funny because Bob Myers was telling a story about how he got, when he was a kid growing up, and he would get tickets as a birthday present for the Warriors. And you think about now, it's like, man, I don't know if you can even afford that. As expensive as the Warrior tickets are. Back when he was growing up, the Warriors sucked, so you could get those tickets. But, hey, listen, the Warriors, Bob Myers, when he took over, the team was worth $363 million. The Golden State Warriors are now worth $7 billion, according to Forbes. They're the most valuable team in the NBA.